There once was a man of the crew. He ran around looking for clues. Imposters he did find, but doubt crossed his mind. And at the end of the game, oh, he threw. Hey guys, James here again with another game review, this time talking about Among Us, the 2018 social deduction game by Inner Sloth, a team of 3 developers. Among Us, of course, is a game which blew up recently as a ton of streamers have been playing together, blowing up the game to as high as the 3rd most played game on Steam, with a peak of 380,000 players, which is insane. It's a social deduction game, so think Mafia, Werewolf, Avalon, Secret Hitler, or Trouble in Terrorist Town. In movie terms, it's like if you were in John Carpenter's The Thing. The game involves a group of crewmates who need to complete a set of tasks, while imposters try and eliminate the crew members to win the game. The game can be a lot of fun, but I think it has some limitations, and in my opinion, it's only as fun as the group of people you play with. The graphics are really nothing special. The game was developed for mobile, and it looks a lot like a Flash game. It does have a certain charm though, and there are some cool customizations you can give your character to add a bit of flair to them. The sound is also fine, nothing special. Again, the game is meant to be simple, and the sound gets the job done. The real reason you would play this game is for the gameplay, and the mechanics are simple enough, but I do think there are some limitations to it and a bit of a learning curve. As crewmates, you run around the map performing different tasks, and if all the tasks are completed, you win the game. Meanwhile, imposters are running around, killing innocent crewmates. The crew can win though if they manage to discover and vote off all of the imposters. As imposters, you can kill enemies, sabotage different parts of the map to mess with crewmates, such as shutting the lights or causing a reactor meltdown. Imposters are also able to hide away in vents and move across the map with great speed. People can report bodies or call emergency meetings, which then allows players to begin discussion, accusations, defense, and voting people off of the island. On the surface, the game premise is simple to pick up, but I think to really start to understand the game and to be able to really make deductions or lie as an imposter, it can take some practice and a few games on the different maps to really get familiar with the different tasks. Because of that, I do actually think the learning curve is a bit higher than some other social deduction games. In my personal opinion, the gameplay is definitely a lot of fun, but I think it takes some getting used to. Being an imposter is a blast, and quite exhilarating as you really need to work to pull off kills and lie at the same time. Being an imposter is quite difficult though, as being able to spot good kills as well as creating your own alibi can be quite difficult. As a crewmate, when everything is silent on the ship, it can be pretty scary as you never really know what to expect or who to trust. However, I would say it's not my personal favorite social deduction game, as I think the deduction is a lot more open-ended or soft, and often can become very meta. With other games, like say a Secret Hitler or Avalon, a lot of the deduction is built into the game loop and feels more logical, while with this game, you'll often need to rely on tactics, like watching other players, or camping on information stations, like the vital station or cameras, in order to really get any information. This often means that as a crewmate, you need to sacrifice doing your tasks in order to figure things out. That isn't necessarily a bad thing, and it can lead to a lot of different 1000 IQ plays and moves, but I do think in some ways it makes the clues and deduction feel a bit soft or imperfect. Again, this isn't necessarily an issue, but I do think it takes some getting used to, especially with all the different stations available in the game. The game does do a few things really well, which I think alleviate some of the issues with social deduction games. For example, when you die as a crewmate, you can still do your tasks as a ghost, and it's actually needed if you want to win by tasks. Additionally, since you're a ghost, you're able to float around and check out what's going on. I think it also does a really good job of giving you plenty of gameplay options to craft the game the best way you can for your group, depending on how the games are going. If you need to balance it for imposters or for the crew, you can do that right there. I do think a limitation to the game though is that I do think you really need a group of friends to be able to play this game. The absolute minimum, in my opinion, is a group of 6, with a group of 8 being better, but still a little less than ideal. In my opinion, the game is most interesting and fun as a group of 10, with 2 imposters among them. Also, another natural limitation to the game is that I feel like it's only really fun with friends on a voice call. I've heard people discuss their experiences from pub games, and they say that the meta can be quite dumb, where people will randomly vote and try to pull off a bunch of dumb tactics. Ultimately, as with any social game, it's the group of people you play with who really make the game. Sometimes you'll laugh a lot, and sometimes you'll be bored, that's just how this game will go. The The game is only $5 on Steam, and it's also free on mobile, so I would say it's definitely worth the money, but only with the caveat that you have a group of friends to play with. Considering the current global situation, I think it makes a lot of sense that a game like Among Us would take off so much. But hey, that's just me. Feel free to let me know if you've been enjoying or disliked the game in the comments. I'm more than happy to discuss. And if you made it this far, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider hitting the like button and maybe even subscribing to my channel. I try my best to do game reviews and discuss gaming related topics, and I love discussing different topics with my viewers. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.